Yoko, Shh! I stopped, surprised by Yoko's sudden outburst. She has moved away from the tree now, her eyes scanning out our surroundings. I look around too, but I can't see or hear anything unusual. What? Yoko walks away from the tree and kneels down further ahead to pick something up from the ground. It's a large black feather, bigger than what you would usually see on ordinary birds around here. It's her. Yoko's voice is low and hostile. Who? You have met a demon. You don't want it to happen again, do you? Then stay here. This is my business alone. And in a flash, she's gone, darting across the hill. A demon. Yoko dropped the feather before leaving, and I watched it float slowly towards the ground. But maybe if you touch just the feather, you will know something. Yoko is in danger, I know that. Touch the feather, you idiot! I have to stop her. Touch the feather! I start running the same direction as Yoko, climb the hill in front of me. If only I can make it in time. As I reach the other side, I see two people at the bottom of the hill. Yoko and a woman with dark clothes and large black wings on her back. Why didn't you touch the feather? The woman jumps away from Yoko with an angry cry. Black feathers are scattered on the ground in front of Yoko, now holding one of her swords in hand. It looks like she has strafed one of the stranger's wings already. Yoko! Yoko turns her head and looks up at me in surprise. Kevin, you fool, I told you to stay away! Yoko only lets her guard down for a moment, but the winged woman takes advantage of this immediately. In a flurry of black feathers, she shoots forward and hammers the handle of her sword into Yoko's stomach. Yoko flies a couple of meters through the air and is knocked into the ground. Yoko! Her breath knocked out of her. Yoko has difficulty getting up. Zaira! Leave him alone. The stronger turns and looks up at me. Her golden cat eyes are fixed on mine and I feel my heart skip a bit. Kevin, so that is your name. She says this softly and with a wicked smile. Yoko pushes herself up from the ground behind her, still in pain. Run away! My legs won't move, as if under a spell by this woman. The distance between us is still long, but something tells me that she will be able to catch up with me in no time. So, Kevin, do you want to know the future? I just stare back at her in wonder. What kind of strange question is that anyway? The future. I don't know. What does that have to do with anything? Her eyes narrow menacingly as she watches me impatiently. She moves slightly, her wings extending as she is preparing to do something. But then... Zaira! I hear the voice call out from the top of the hill to my right. Both Zaira and I look up the newcomer. It's Tia. She's just standing there with a defiant look on her face. What is she doing? She needs to run away, or else she too will be... The woman glances in my direction once again before jumping backwards into the air. I hear the fluttering of her wings as she takes off, and then she disappears in the direction of the forest. She's gone. Just like that. Before I can understand what really just happened, Tia runs down the hillside to Yoko. What happened? She was following us. Yoko rises to her feet with a sullen expression. What? Why did you go after her yourself? You should have told the rest of us. Yoko sends her a sharp glare before averting her gaze from Tia. Then she would have found out and tried to hide. I still don't understand. I know that one was about to attack me, but when Tia arrived, she left without a word. How can that be? I am about to go down and join Tia and Yoko, as Nate suddenly appears beside me. He must have come up the hill without me noticing it. Was it Zaira? Yeah, I think so. Some woman with black wings. I knew it. I thought I felt her presence around here. Sometimes I wish I wasn't right all the time. So what is she? Some kind of enemy of yours? You all seem to know her. You could say that, I guess. She's always around somewhere. Yoko can't stand the sight of her foe. She's had some trouble with Kyoshi about that. Trouble? Yeah, he kind of believes in leaving her alone as long as she does no harm, you know. Nate himself looks terribly bored by the whole thing as usual. I turned my gaze towards the forest where the strange woman had disappeared to. Until recently, I have never seen anything like her. Somehow her black feather wings and golden eyes had seemed more fascinating than frightening, unlike the first demon I had met. Fallen angel, I guess. It is past noon and the sun is on its way downwards again. We went into the forest not too long ago. It should be in this area. Tia is talking with Kyoshi a few steps ahead of me. What is what she said? That is what she said. So unless it move again. No, it's not only been one day. Where would it go unless it wanted to draw attention to itself from the people living near here? I don't get it. Nate and Yoko are standing near me, and Yoko is glancing towards the talking pair with an unsatisfied expression. Huh? What? I asked with a dumb face, as if I just realized she was standing there. If that Zaira already knew where the demon was, then why would she follow us? She's so obviously lying. Nate had earlier told me that Kyoshi had been talking to Zaira while the rest of the group was in town. That was when I had met Tia on the bench. Apparently Zaira had told them that the demon was hiding in this forest, presumably hoping for a chance to get to the orb. Yoko continued. Tia speaks so highly of her duty, and at the same time she cooperates with someone like her. It is unnatural. Unnatural? Yoko stares at me. Then she suddenly turns her back to me and disappears out of sight. I get left behind together with Nate. She doesn't think very highly of me, does she? Nate shrugs. I don't think she thinks highly of anyone. Suddenly Tia cuts in. I don't get anything from this place. I feel a faint presence of the orb, like an afterimage, but nothing else. What about you, Nate? Not really. If it was ever here, then it's probably already gone again. We are too late. What if Yoko was right? Annoyed by the feeling that everyone here is ignoring me, I tried taking part in the conversation. That whatever you're looking for was never here, and that Zaira person lied to you. Tia pierced me with her eyes, as if trying to figure out my motives behind butting in. It is not like she has any better ideas. Did she perhaps tell you what other roads we could possibly take? Hey, wait a minute! Who is this person you're looking for anyway? I thought you were looking for a thing, and that it would be in the mansion. Yeah, but remember the part about someone else chasing after the same thing? An unpleasant feeling creeps up my spine. Hopefully they are not looking for who I fear they are. Sure, but going straight to the mansion is probably the smartest thing to do, but if we could get the chance to intercept our competition underway, that would be best. After all, we aren't really sure that the orb is that mansion. In that mansion. It is... Is it someone dangerous? Nate suddenly looks very worried. Tia just averts her gaze innocently. Yeah, he's not a being to joke around with, surely. Avoiding Bubble would be the safest thing to do. But if we strike first... Bubble. What did you expect? I told you how serious the situation is, didn't I? Not really, at least not the part about charging the death trap here in the forest. Things are spinning out of control. I don't remember signing up for this. I have no idea why I'm still here. Angrily I mutter this. Tia blinks surprised. Then it looks like she gets genuinely angry. Well, excuse me! If you want to, you can just leave already. It's not like you have been very useful so far anyway. Useful? What are you talking about? It's that demon thing you are talking about, isn't it? How the hell am I supposed to be useful in an insane situation like that? What are you? How dare you talk like that in front of me? The tone of her voice rises along with her anger. It almost looks like sparks are flying from her eyes. Have a little respect. I don't need stupid humans like you. I have no idea what is going on inside this crazy girl's mind. It's like her mood changes every little second. She's like a spoiled child. Whatever. I yell back at her in response, my blood boiling. I don't want to be a part of this madness anymore. With that I turn around and leave them, just like that. I hear a bewildered Nate call out my name, but I won't look back. I've had enough of spoiled girls and overpowered super killers. I'm about to reach the outer skirts of the forest, as I stop and sit down on a moss-covered tree trunk with a deep sigh. These last 2 days of my life have been a bit too crazy for my taste. I have thought about walking with this group of people some of the way when returning home, but now it is getting late and there is still a long way to go before I am back at the farm. Stupid girl! Why did I bother following them this far? I should have parted ways with them outside the forest. Tia had even told me that they didn't need me as a guide. Why did I keep going with them? Suddenly, I feel a cool drop of water strike my hand. I look up in surprise and soon there are several small droplets of water falling around me. Great. It started to rain. But of course this is my usual luck. I step underneath a big oak tree as the number and size of the raindrops increase and try to stay just a little dry. There is no way I'm going to stay in this forest tonight, especially not if I expect the demon to be here as well. In an attempt to try and not get soaked, I start running from tree to tree. I soon realize that it's not doing me much good though, especially when extra large raindrops gathered on the leaves of the trees and dump directly onto my head. It doesn't take long for me to get soaked from head to toe. Stupid rain! Are you supposed to be able to get this wet in a forest? As I run through the foliage, I slowly begin to get strange sensation, as if a chill different than the one caused by the rain is beginning to spread across my back and neck. Suddenly nervous, I cast a glance back over my shoulder, but see nothing but trees and bushes behind me. What is this? This idea that I am being followed by something. Unpleasant memories and images start to flash involuntarily in my head, and I increase my speed. Away from all these strange people. Yeah, I just have to get far enough away from this crazy world I stepped into. Run! I trip. Idiot. No, it's not like I trip over something on the ground or got caught in the bushes, rushing past me as I flee. It's more like something makes me trip, as if something shoved me from behind. I fall face first into the muddy ground. Surprised by the sudden halt, I roll over on my back and face up. And there it is. Rain falls into my face and distorts my vision slightly, but above me I can see that familiar dark shadow staring down at me. Those golden eyes looking into mine. My heart starts beating wildly as I recognize the dark figure from that night, not so long ago, and I can only stare back at it in fear. So close to me. Why? Why is it here? Why is it still after me? Its eyes narrow in satisfaction, and I see it raising a claw above me, ready to strike. Desperately I manage to regain control over my body for a moment and roll to my left, away from the thing, and I hear its claws dig into the dirt, where my chest had been a second ago. I roll hard into a large tree and push myself up with back against the trunk. The dark being is still there a few steps away from me, slowly raising its head and turning its gaze towards me. What to do now? What to do now? I don't have weapon or anything else to defend myself with. I don't know if I would even be able to do if I had one. He takes a step towards me. Then something else happens. A loud, angry war cry rings clear in the air to my left. The demon turns its head at its sound, but it is not fast enough. Two objects fly through the air and penetrate the skin of the demon in the shoulder and flank. Surprised, it staggers backwards because of the impact of the two kunai, but quickly regains its balance. He's still alive. The yellow eyes are fixed on me again, and the thing roars out in anger as it leaps towards me, determined to end this fast. But it never reaches me. The demon leaps back with a painful sound, blood flowing from new wounds on its arm and chest. The newcomer rises to its feet, two blades ready in hand. A little blood is visible on them. I recognize the dark clothes and the long black ponytail on the figure in front of me. The demon growls as Yoko readies herself for another attack. Readies herself. The dark being paused for a second, watching me and the newcomer closely. Then it spins round and disappears in the darkness between the trees. It's gone. Dizziness overwhelms me as well as relief. All strength leaves my body and I sink down on the ground, my back still leaned against the tree. For a moment the rain is forgotten.